It's a very exciting visit and an important one symbolically as well as practically. Prime Minister Modi has chosen to come to Poland and to, break this nearly half a century gap. India has politically close ties with Poland as well as economically important and growing relations with Poland. This visit will be a very timely one, and it will be something that also shows us the pathway ahead to broaden the relationship both politically and economically. He will address the Indian community in Poland. It will be one of those rousing, meetings, I imagine, and I know that the community is really excited about it, as we all are. We are united by values. We're united by a certain, shared points in our history. We are united now by a very vibrant economic relationship. I think it's a very exciting visit and an important one symbolically as well as practically. You've been here and you can feel the, excitement building up, You've seen the coverage already in the Polish media. It's the top story. It's on the front pages everywhere. And this excitement is there thanks to Prime Minister Modi's international stature, his profile, and the excitement that Prime Minister Modi has chosen to come to Poland and to, break this nearly half a century gap at a time when, this is the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister. And so I think this visit has all of this excitement that is already building up. The visit is an important one because Poland, as an important country in Central Europe, it is a significant member of the European Union. India has politically close ties with Poland as well as economically important and growing relations with Poland. We have a very good and growing bilateral trade turnover of about $6 billion, and the balance of trade is very much in India's favor. We have good Indian investments here of around $3 billion. Polish investors have also invested in India of just under $1 billion. And so Indian managerial skills are, familiar here to people. Another important element of the, Poland-India relationship is the openness of Polish people to our cultural and spiritual ethos, Sanskrit studies and the study of Indology, which is the study of the Sanskrit texts of ancient India. There is a great and very rich tradition of Indology in Poland that dates back 150 years. 1893 is when the first Oriental Institute was set up in Jagiellonian University in the south, in Krakow. And Sanskrit is being taught and studied and, analyzed since then. So this is another, great aspect of our relationship. Plus, of course, that there is this people-to-people connect between our two peoples, which is provided by the story of the Dobre Maharaja, the good Maharaja, as the Poles call him, and the Jam Sahab of Navanagar, as he's known to us and known to history. I'm sure you know the story, and for those who don't, I'll just quickly say that the Jam Sahab Digvijay Singh Ji offered refuge to over 1,000 Polish children in his state. He set up a camp for them, the Balachari camp, and over 1,000 Polish children lived there, and they established what is called a Little Poland. It was close to the Jam Sahab's summer residence next to the sea, and between 1942 and 1947, there were children there. And it was entirely thanks to the Jam Sahab's compassion in offering them this refuge. It was the Second World War. It was a time of difficulty. In Kolhapur also, in another state of India, there were about 5,000 Polish women and children who got refuge there. So these stories, the people who spent their childhoods in India and who now call themselves the Indian Poles, all of these, they are there. They cherish their memories of India, of growing up in India. And all of these also form a kind of bedrock of affection between our two peoples. So, this visit will be a very timely one, and it will be something that also shows us the pathway ahead to broaden the relationship both politically and economically.
Ma'am, if I may ask, what will be Prime Minister's schedule in Poland? What will be the engagements? If you can briefly talk to us about that.
Yes. After arrival here, tomorrow actually, Prime Minister Modi ji will first pay his homage to the three memorials. These three memorials, and our Prime Minister Modi ji will be the first Prime Minister to pay his respects at all these three memorials. He will begin by going to the memorial of the Jam Sahab. And like I just told you, he's known as the Dobre Maharaja or Good Maharaja. So it is a square called the Square of the Good Maharaja. There is a monument there. And there are schools which are associated with his memory. Those schools are performing there. They're reciting the Jam Sahab's words to the children when he first met them. And all of these kind of things. And Prime Minister will go there first, address the people there, and be acquainted with the monument and with all that the Polish have done for the first time. After that, he will go to the monument to the Battle of Monte Cassino. This monument commemorates a series of battles fought in Italy in the 1940s, in which Indian and Polish soldiers fought side by side. They went on to, win a very notable victory in May 1944. And so this monument commemorates that victory and that, old link where under the Allied, as part of the Allied forces, Indian and Polish fought together. After that, he will go to the Kolhapur Memorial, which is next to the Battle of Monte Cassino. And there he will pay his respects to the Kolhapur plaque, and he will also meet with the Indian Poles. He will meet with the Indian Poles both in the Kolhapur Memorial and the Jam Sahab Memorial, and he will have the chance to just hear a little bit first-hand how these people have their memories of growing up in those camps. So Prime Minister will have all of those opportunities. Thereafter, in the evening of the 21st, he will address the Indian community in Poland. It will be one of those rousing, meetings, I imagine, and I know that the community here is really excited about it, as we all are. The next day, he will have the very wide-ranging talks with Poland's leadership. He will meet with and talk with, in detail, with Prime Minister Donald Tusk. They will both then address the media, and Prime Minister Tusk will offer a luncheon, will host a luncheon for Prime Minister Modi and his delegation. Thereafter, PM will go and meet President Andrzej Duda, the President of the Polish Republic. They will hold talks together, and after that, he will meet with two of the large Polish investors in India. One is the largest investor. They make kind of sanitary items, and they have 3 factories in South India. So PM will have an idea to understand really what is attractive, what they want to do. And after that, he will meet with a CEO of an IT firm, a Polish IT firm in India. All the Indian IT firms, 11, 12 of them, are the major ones, are represented with proper offices in Poland, and also there are Polish IT firms in India. So it's a complementary thing. Then he will meet with some of those really eminent Indologists, the ones that I just mentioned. These are Sanskrit ke Vidwan, and he will meet with them, have a brief interaction with them. Then he will hold meetings with the captains of the kabaddi teams. Poland has a very good kabaddi team. So the captain of the men's team and the women's team, they will both come and explain a little bit to Prime Minister all about, how they've set up these teams here. And Poland is currently the Euro champion of kabaddi. There is a Euro championship. So, and after that, Prime Minister will also have a brief meeting with a former Deputy Prime Minister and a famous economist of Poland, Professor Balcerowicz, Leszek Balcerowicz. That's as far as his interaction, and I think his interaction will allow him to gain a good idea of the contours of the relationship, of the strengths that India has, of what Poland has to offer, and I think it will be a good visit. After that, he will go on to the south, to Rzeszów, and then to Przemysl, and then to the east.
Ma'am, since you're the ambassador of Indian ambassador in Poland, how do you look at the India-Poland relationship in contemporary times, and what's the way ahead? How would you like to aim forward, and how would you like to take the relationship forward?
You know, it is a developing relationship. It has certain strengths. It has all this wealth of history behind it, all these different ways in which our two peoples and our two governments have known each other. There have been moments of great closeness. There have been moments of not so closeness. The visit today gives a great impetus. It will give a great boost to the relationship. I can see that clearly. I can see that already. And it is a coming together of two democratic republics, India and Poland. We are united by values. We are united by a certain, shared points in our history. We are united now by a very vibrant economic relationship. We are also united by the Indian community in a sense that many Indians have Polish spouses, they're settled here. Many others are more recent arrivals and they work in the IT firms, they work in the financial services firm. Others work as, welders or mechanics in the construction firms here. They are all valued by the Polish government, Polish companies, Polish people. So this is also an aspect of our relationship today. So I would say that it is a relationship that has many aspects to it. It is an expanding and diversifying relationship, and this visit will give a great boost to it.
Final question, if I may ask, what do you think will be Prime Minister Modi's impression what he would take away when he visits Poland, and after when he leaves, what would be his takeaway or the impression which we might have after he leaves Poland?
I think that Prime Minister Modi will be struck by the warm-heartedness of the Polish people. They are an open-minded and warm-hearted people who have a lot of affection, I think, for India and a lot of fellow feeling with us. And I believe that our Prime Minister will not fail to be affected by that, to be impressed by that, to be struck by that.